How will artificial intelligence, or AI, affect music and art? It may become a tool, a powerful tool, but it will not be artistically meaningful in itself. And let me tell you why I think that. My name is Heri. I am a professional musician from the Faroe Islands, and I'm coming to you from Skálafjörður, beautiful place. I write music and lyrics. I sing and play guitar. I record and produce albums. When I was 14, my life was transformed by heavy metal. I started playing guitar and writing songs, and as I got older, I got better and better at writing music. And writing music is now one of the most meaningful and worthwhile things I can do with my time. Bringing into being music that I am content with, there is no feeling more epic or uplifting. Also, hearing from people who were positively influenced by the music is deeply gratifying. What a computer can do in this regard is utterly inconsequential to me. It could outperform me 1,000 to 1. It is neither here nor there. The two things have no relation to each other. I write music because it is, as far as one can tell these things, what I am here for. It adds meaning and purpose and direction to my existence, and I will keep doing it until I drop, regardless of what any machine is capable of. So far, the AI-generated art I've seen and heard has been generic and bland, and I don't think AI can advance from that. The time may come when no one can tell whether the music is original, that is digital or organic, but I don't think it'll matter that AI can outperform some or even most songwriters and musicians. AI-generated music could at best compete with genres that have very well established forms and rules. It could not come up with the next groundbreaking thing. I'll get to that later, why I think that. First, let me tell you a story, a little side quest about chess. Back in 1997, IBM's chess engine, Deep Blue, beat the world champion, Kasparov. This was a milestone of some kind. Today, however, nobody cares that Stockfish, that's a chess engine, could beat Magnus Carlsen. He's the world champion. We want to see Carlsen beat Nakamura and Niemann without any digital assistance. That we can relate to. We could be him, he could be us. His story and his journey are inspiring, and his talent is epic. Stockfish has neither story, nor journey, nor talent in any way that we can relate to. We could not be it, it could not be us. I realize chess is a sport of some kind, and music is an art form and entertainment, but I believe the same thing will apply to any digital engine that produces art. First, it will only be capable of generic art, and second, the better it gets, the less relatable it may feel to us. Because what happened to the chess playing community when Kasparov lost to Deep Blue? Did they all say, that's it, guess we can all just go home now? Nothing of the sort. They love playing chess, many of them live for it, and now the most powerful chess engine is a side note at chess tournaments. An observer telling us which way this game is going and telling us in hindsight what would have been the best move. Sure, it's interesting in a way. It can be helpful for chess players to improve themselves and study strategies, but very few people would pay to see two chess engines battle it out, because they would play hundreds of thousands of games for weeks and then calculate some average. There would be nothing that humans could relate to. Imagine your favorite song of all time, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen or One by Metallica. Then imagine how much you would care for suggestions from Suno, that's an AI music generator, how that song could have been improved. I'm guessing not very much. I often hear that music theory is mathematics at its core. I'm not sure I agree with that. So a powerful computer can calculate how good music should be written. This argument does not follow. The equivalent argument in authorship would be that if a computer can figure out the rules of grammar, then it can write a moving novel. In reality, the two areas, descriptive theory and artistic practice, method and story, barely overlap. Language was there long before humanity discovered the grammar, and music was there before we deduced music theory from how we best compose and perform music. In essence, this is what AI is doing. It is analyzing art that has already been created and figuring out some rules and patterns that go into producing that kind of art, and then it makes more of the same. And very importantly, the AI engine does not gain any insight into the creation process by only analyzing the end result, say a wave file of a song. It could not go back and tweak the rhythm guitar sound in a specific section and leave the rest as it was. A large part of the organic production process consists of such tinkering. AI does not come with life experience. It was not moved to its core in its teens by music. It does not know the struggle to get ahead in music. It does not feel the need to outdo its competitors. It does not feel the pressure to be original and groundbreaking. And it does not worry about how to pay next month's rent. AI may provide ideas. It may assist in the creation process, but essentially this is no different than me using the RhymeZone website to find words and ideas when writing lyrics. When I use RhymeZone, I'm not doing anything that I couldn't do with a dictionary or a thesaurus. Only RhymeZone is much faster and more thorough. However, if I had zero understanding for writing lyrics, if I had nothing that I wanted to get across, if I had no desire to express myself to begin with, then it is very limited how using RhymeZone would help me, if at all. AI could become a tool that provides suggestions and options that would take much longer to find without it. But essentially, it will not add anything new, only speed and possibly variation, under the condition that whoever is entering the instructions has at least a rudimentary understanding of what they're getting at. When I use RhymeZone, I know exactly what is going on. I enter a command and it finds me the relevant words, be it rhymes, synonyms, antonyms, divided into verbs and nouns, 3 or 4 syllables, starting on S or K, whatever. If I enter a command into Suno, I have no idea what exactly is going on under the hood. I have no clue what rules and patterns it applies. Whatever the rules and patterns are, Suno has deduced them from hundreds of thousands of previous examples of what I am asking for. And apparently, not even the AI engine itself can tell you what it's doing, how it's coming to the results. Furthermore, the AI engine, having been trained on hundreds of thousands of examples, may infringe upon the rights of the copyright holders of those examples. And like with the 6-fingered humans on AI-generated pictures, there will also be elements of musical nonsense in AI-generated music that can only be fixed by someone who understands music. Now, chess has very strict rules. If you break them, you're not really playing chess anymore. You can't really say that about the generation of art. In art, there will at any time be established frames and guidelines, but the point of some of the art is to go outside the frame and challenge the established guidelines in a way that adds something meaningful, something that will appeal to an audience. I struggle to see how any AI generation engine could do that. I think human intuition and experience are essential to groundbreaking art and innovation, because the art is there for other humans to make sense of. So, where are we with this AI generation at the moment? Let me tell you a few anecdotes that I hope represent the current trajectory. A man called Michael Smith from North Carolina created hundreds of thousands of songs using AI. He then streamed the songs using bots, and he went on to collect more than $10 million in royalties. In 2024, he was arrested and charged with fraud, and he faces up to 20 years in prison if convicted. His case is currently awaiting trial. Back in March last year, that is 2025, a federal appeals court in Washington, D.C. ruled that a work of art generated by artificial intelligence without human input cannot be copyrighted under US law. The government of Denmark announced in June 2025 that they are working on legislation that would grant citizens legal copyright ownership over any digital representation of their faces, voices, and bodies. This could expand greatly upon what is considered copyright infringement and fraud. YouTube has recently increased their detection efforts of content that relies heavily on AI, and they do not allow this to be monetized. Bandcamp has just become the first platform to ban all AI-generated music. Spotify is a different story. They have created their own AI bands for their platform. I believe they will pay for this in the long run by wasting resources and losing customers. Statistics from the streaming platform Deezer suggest that between 25 and 33% of all songs uploaded today are AI generated. But these AI generated songs only manage to get 0.5% of all streams on Deezer. Of this 0.5%, 70% come from bots. That means that this third of uploaded music that is AI generated only gets a minuscule share of the organic streams. This is good news. So for now, maybe we can say that the production rate of AI music is high, the attempted scams are many, but the success rate is very low. It gains almost no traction with listeners. It appears that legally, there's only a very short distance from AI-generated music to plagiarism and fraud. I don't think AI-generated art is going to fly. Very few people want to hear it. It could add speed and variety to the songwriting process. But ultimately, like with Rhyme Zone, a person with some understanding, some aim with the expression, has to be on the other end, making artistic judgment and steering the creative process. I don't believe AI will make non-musicians rock stars overnight, and I don't believe it will flood your music stream with AI-generated bands. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and check out our band tyr.fo at tyr.fo, that is. Like, subscribe, share, and see you around. Cheers.